Honorable Chairman of the Andhra Pradesh State Legislative Council, Honorable Speaker of Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly, and Honorable members of this August Legislature, it's my honor and privilege to address this joint session of the Legislature on the occasion of the budget session for the year 2026-27. The state of Andhra Pradesh has witnessed significant transitions since its bifurcation in 2014. The government that assumed office that year was confronted with unprecedented challenges, including state reorganization, division of assets, loss of urban conglomeration and the capital city, infrastructure deficits, and an agricultural dominant economic base. Despite limited resources, concerted efforts were made to stabilize finances, improve connectivity, rebuild institutions, and lay the groundwork for long-term development. However, the change in governance in 2019 disrupted this momentum. Systemic governance failures emerged, growth stalled, financial stress intensified, institutions destroyed, total anarchy with breakdown of law and order, arbitrary restrictions placed through misuse of Section 22A, and key sectors such as infrastructure, power, irrigation suffered serious setbacks. Disenchanted by these experiences, the people of Andhra Pradesh responded their faith once again in my government in 2024, granting an unprecedented mandate to rebuild the state. The decisive verdict of electing National Democratic Alliance government reflects their deep trust and confidence in the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, the committed partnership of Sri Pawan Kalyan Garu, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, and the continued guidance and support of Honorable Prime Minister of India Sri Narendra Modi Garu. Over the last 19 months, my government has followed a calibrated path from revival towards ascendance. Immediately after assuming office, an interim finance plan was placed to stabilize governance and address urgent obligations. This was followed by our first budget, prepared within a short span, which focused on delivering Super 6 and other welfare measures and restarting development activity. Over the next 9 months, corrections were made in policies, system, and expenditure priorities. We then presented a full-year budget anchored in a long-term vision. Today, governance has moved beyond revival with welfare, development, and governance aligned to future-ready models. Upon assuming office, my government placed transparency at the forefront by releasing 7 white papers that objectively documented and thereby made common citizens understand the misgovernance in public finances, derailment of the Polavaram project, destruction of the power sector, misappropriation of natural resources, criminal excise policies, deterioration in law and order, and the misguided 3 capital proposal with an aim of destroying futuristic Amaravati that stalled the state's overall progress. By openly acknowledging the problems, my government demonstrated transparency and seriousness of intent Rather than treating them as standalone reports, government viewed these papers as a starting point for course corrections. Present phase of governance is extremely critical and cannot be considered business as usual. It calls for a clear roadmap and a shared resolve for transformative governance. Accordingly, the government has unveiled the Swarnandhra Vision 2047, placing families and communities at the heart of development. This vision seeks to harmonize prosperity with dignity, growth with equity, and ambition with sustainability. It is in this transformative journey, the state draws inspiration from the timeless wisdom of our civilizational heritage, reflected in the Pavamana mantra from the Brahadakaranyaka Upanishad, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamosoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritagamaya. Building on this spirit of course correction, my government has articulated the Padi Sutralu as guiding principles for governance, designed to balance welfare with development and to create a virtuous circle where economic growth through sustained investments generates wealth that strengthens social well-being and social empowerment fuels sustained progress. These principles serve as a moral and administrative compass, placing people at the center of policy while ensuring fiscal prudence, institutional integrity, and long-term sustainability. To translate vision into action, a dedicated mission framework has been initiated, operating with To translate this vision into action, a dedicated mission framework has been initiated, operating with clearly defined objectives, milestones, and accountability mechanisms. Anchored in this guiding spirit, the government has proceeded with focus and resolve. The Swarnandhra vision lays out a clear economic pathway, aiming for sustained high growth to build a rupees 308 lakh crore economy with a per capita income of rupees 55 lakh by 2047. While the long-term pursuit remains firm, the government is undertaking regular interventions and mid-course corrections to stay aligned with evolving realities. A structured review and monitoring framework has been instituted with periodic conferences of ministers, secretaries, and district collectors to assess progress, address bottlenecks, and implement timely course correction, ensuring accountability and continuity in execution. Resurgence to ascendance. My government has embarked on a clear and deliberate journey from resurgence to ascendance, guided by the resolve to rebuild, renew, and rise. The initial phase of governance focused on restoring stability, dignity, and trust through welfare support, economic revival, and administrative correction. Having laid this foundation, government is now shifting towards long-term transformation by investing in human potential, sustainable development, and responsive governance. Policies are being aligned with outcomes, institutions are being strengthened, and citizens are being placed at the center of decision-making. This transition reflects a movement from recovery to confidence and from intent to enduring progress. From the very first year of governance in 2024, my government has moved swiftly to implement its commitments, beginning by making the Super 6 guarantees a super hit, emerging as one of the largest DBT initiatives globally, with spending of nearly 33,000 crores per year and extending well beyond them. Under NTR Bharosa, my government stands firmly with the most vulnerable, benefiting 63.12 lakh pensioners and restoring dignity to daily life. Through Talliki Mandanam, financial assistance of rupees 15,000 per month is transferred directly to over 66 lakh students' bank accounts of mothers, irrespective of number of children, enabling them to pursue education from class 1 to intermediate without financial stress. Women's empowerment has received decisive momentum. The Stree Shakti free bus travel scheme, launched on last Independence Day, has enabled 37.8 crore free journeys by our mothers, sisters, daughters, women, girls, and transgender persons to travel free across the state. Under Annadata Sukhi Bhava, rupees 20,000 per farmer per year is being provided to 46.86 lakh farmers. Alongside this, Deepam 2.0 is easing household burdens by providing 3 free LPG cylinders per year to 1.08 crore poor households. 15,941 teacher posts through Mega DSE 2025 and 5,757 constable posts have been filled. Rupees 15,000 annual support to 2.90 lakh auto, taxi and maxi cab drivers under Auto Driver Sevalo. Over 1.2 lakh fishermen families supported with rupees 10,000 to rupees 20,000 through Matsyakara Sevalo. Over 1 lakh handloom and powerloom weaver families will receive free electricity up to rupees 200 to and 500 units per month respectively from April 1. Now about resurgence of dignity to ascendance of human potential. My government has placed people at the center of governance, recognizing that true resurgence begins with social security and empowerment. From education and health to livelihoods and social justice, welfare initiatives have been redesigned to be inclusive, targeted, and outcome-oriented. Special focus has been placed on weaker sections, women, farmers, and youth to restore confidence and dignity. By strengthening safety nets while enabling self-reliance, government is ensuring that welfare is not merely support for survival, but a foundation for bridging the gap between haves and have-nots. This approach marks the transition from welfare-led resurgence to people-driven ascendance. Now about strengthening social security and restoring dignity. My government has adopted a zero-poverty approach by converging welfare, livelihoods, and institutional support. Instead of fragmented schemes, benefits are being aligned to every household to address deprivation in a comprehensive manner through family benefit management system. Welfare support is linked with skilling, credit, market access, and social security so that families move steadily from dependence to self-reliance. To enhance transparency, a family card will be introduced, enabling households to view benefits received and those available, making governance truly digital, responsive, and family-centric. The P4 Public-Private People Partnership, launched on Ugadi 2025, has strengthened this convergence by connecting public systems with community participation. This integrated framework ensures that poverty reduction is not temporary relief, but a permanent exit, transforming welfare into a ladder for economic and social mobility. So far, over 1 lakh Margadarshis, those with means experience and opportunity have voluntarily adopted 10.30 lakh Bangaru Kutumbalu, working family to eliminate deprivation, restore dignity and rekindle hope. The Anna Canteen program continues to be a cornerstone of social welfare in Andhra Pradesh, guided by the principle that no person should go hungry. At present, 205 Anna canteens are operational across 113 assembly constituencies, providing affordable and nutritious meals with dignity. Steps are underway to extend this initiative to the remaining constituencies through rural canteens, ensuring wider reach. Alongside this, housing and nutrition remain central to the vision of housing for all under Swarna Andhra 2047. The provision of Pakka houses to all eligible families reinforces social security, dignity, and inclusive growth. Socio-economic political equity in all aspects continues to guide governance. Our approach to scheduled caste welfare is guided by the fairness and inclusion. By advancing subcategorization, we are ensuring that the benefits of reservation and support reach every subgroup based on genuine need, while strengthening education, livelihoods, and economic self-reliance. Most notably by commemorating the role of tribal freedom fighters in our nation's history. Backward classes are central to our vision of strong and inclusive Andhra Pradesh. Our government is firmly committed to enhancing their economic opportunities, safeguarding social dignity, and ensuring fair representation and legislative, local, and institutional spaces backed by a clear long-term protection framework. Through Adharana 3 scheme, modern equipment and tools will be provided to the beneficiaries to promote micro-entrepreneurship and strengthen MSMEs. The government is extending focused support to weavers, fishermen, toddy tappers, washermen, barbers, artisans, and other traditional occupational groups, ensuring interventions that address their distinct social and economic needs. For minority communities, our focus is on security, opportunity, and trust. Alongside strengthening educational and economic support, we are taking firm steps to protect work properties and ensure transparent governance so that development reaches every household with confidence and dignity. Now about investing in education and health for human advancement. Education remains the most powerful driver of future transformation. Andhra Pradesh is steadily emerging as a hub for advanced learning in information technology and frontier areas such as quantum computing. Strong enrollment, skilled faculty, and industry collaboration are attracting global attention. International companies are increasingly viewing the state as a talent destination. By strengthening education system and aligning them with emerging technologies, my government is preparing youth not just for jobs, but for leadership in the knowledge economy. This investment in human capital will shape the state's long-term competitiveness. To strengthen this ecosystem, the government is modernizing technical and vocational education by upgrading training infrastructure, introducing digital classrooms, immersive learning environments, and advanced technologies such as AR/VR-based training in select institutions. Industrial training institutes are being strengthened through modern machinery, updated curricula, and closer alignment with industry requirements. In addition, national-level institutions, including specialized institutes for women and persons with disabilities, are being planned to expand access and inclusivity. Together, these initiatives are building future-ready workforce capable of driving industrial growth innovation, and sustained employment across Andhra Pradesh. Health, welfare, and development are being pursued as interconnected pillars. Health security is being strengthened through financial protection and systemic reform so that access to care does not push families into distress. A flagship intervention in this effort is the Sanjeevani program, which has emerged strengthened through financial protection and systemic reform so that access to care does not push families into distress. A flagship intervention in this effort is the Sanjeevani program, which has emerged as a powerful model for last mile healthcare delivery. Through telemedicine hubs and community level across points, Sanjeevani enables timely medical consultations, follow-up care, and specialized support, particularly for the elderly and vulnerable. Alongside this, preventive care, early diagnosis, and outreach are being expanded. With support from the Gates Foundation, data-driven approaches are improving maternal and child health, nutrition, and disease surveillance, shifting focus from treatment to wellness and resilience. My government is strengthening public health care through the rollout of a comprehensive electronic health record system aligned with Ayushman Bharat digital mission standards across all network hospitals under Dr. NTR Vaidya Seva Trust. This will enable citizens to securely access digital personal health records, ensuring continuity of care and improved clinical outcomes. A universal health coverage scheme is being introduced to provide comprehensive health insurance of rupees 2.5 lakh to every individual resident of the state. Simultaneously, cashless healthcare is being provided to 1.43 crore BPL families with financial protection of up to 25 lakh per family per year, including high-end treatments such as cancer care and bilateral cochlear implants surgery without any ceiling limit. Recognizing the demographic transition underway, the government of Andhra Pradesh has introduced a comprehensive population management framework as an evidence-based response to declining fertility and rapid population aging. With the state's total fertility rate at around 1.5, well below replacement level of 2.1, the focus has shifted from population control to sustainability. Measures such as enhanced maternity benefits, removal of the two-child cap in local elections, and extending Talliki Vandanam to all children underscore this commitment. I am appealing to this August House to evolve proper policy for population management. The year of 2025 marked a decisive turning point, with Andhra Pradesh becoming free from illicit liquor distillation and making decisive progress towards eradicating ganjai and becoming a drug-free state. This has been accomplished through the rollout of Navodayam 2.0, first piloted in select districts and subsequently implemented across the state, combining strong enforcement with community engagement. Now empowering livelihoods, skills, and women's participation. Education remains the greatest equalizer, and skilling is the strongest bridge between learning and livelihoods. The government's approach to employment generation is anchored in equipping youth with industry-relevant skills aligned to emerging technologies and evolving market needs. Through a structured skill census and a forward-looking sports policy, interventions are being tailored to local aspirations and regional demand, ensuring that training leads to meaningful employment, self-reliance, and social mobility. This integrated strategy places young people at the center of growth, transforming demographic potential into economic strength. Providing livelihoods and creating employment in rural areas continues to be our priority. The Manrega framework has now been strengthened and reimagined through the enactment of Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Roskar and Ajivika Mission Gramin VBG Ramji Act 2025, making a significant shift from wage employment alone to comprehensive livelihood security in rural areas. Under this new act, the guaranteed employment per rural household has been enhanced from 100 to 125 days. Women are the center of my government's development strategy, not as passive beneficiaries, but as active economic partners. Policies are being designed to strengthen women's participation in entrepreneurship, livelihoods, and local economies. Support to self-help group is being aligned with credit, marketing, and enterprise development, while skill initiatives are linked to income generation and asset creation. In this direction, my government is promoting 1 lakh women entrepreneurs this year under the Swayam initiative, with a clear target of expanding this to 5 lakh women in the coming year. This approach strengthens household resilience and accelerates inclusive growth across rural and urban areas. My government is advancing women's safety and child development through a comprehensive framework that blends prevention, protection, and empowerment. Strengthened Anganwadi services are addressing nutrition, early learning, and the prevention of physical and intellectual deficiencies from an early age. Mission Vatsalya is reinforcing child care and protection, while Mission Shakti supports women's safety through legal aid, shelter, rehabilitation, and empowerment. These initiatives are being strengthened through technology-enabled monitoring, community participation, and responsive support systems, creating safer environments, enabling early intervention, and fostering dignity, resilience, and opportunity for women and children across the state. Now, resurgence of growth to ascendance of prosperity. Economic revival has been pursued with a clear emphasis on the long-term sustainability and balanced growth. My government has prioritized infrastructure creation, industrial development, and regional equity to unlock the state's full potential. Investment in roads, ports, airports, urban transformation, and emerging technologies are creating jobs and improving connectivity. Simultaneously, focused efforts on MSMEs, agriculture, and services are strengthening local economies. The state's economy is steadily returning to a strong growth path, supported by revival across agriculture, industry, and services. Improved fiscal discipline, investment momentum, and infrastructure development are contributing to higher economic activity. Building infrastructure for balanced regional development. The government is according the highest priority to completing the Polavaram project, the backbone of the state's irrigation system, with a firm resolve to complete it before June 2027. Building on this foundation, the Handri-Neva Sujala Sravanti is being advanced to deliver quick and tangible benefits to drought-prone regions. The Nallamala Sagar and river-linking initiatives are being pursued to connect Godavari waters from Polavaram to the Vamsadhara and southern river systems. Parallelly, preparations for the Godavari Pushkaralu, scheduled in 2027, have commenced with focused attention on infrastructure, pilgrim facilities, and riverfront management, reflecting responsible water stewardship and administrative readiness. under the vision of inclusive and equitable development, and union budget announced on city economic regions reinforces this strategy, with the Vijayawada Guntur Amaravati cluster emerging as a strong tier 2 urban agglomeration anchored in logistics, capital functions and talent hubs. While the Visakhapatnam economic region has been launched, planning for the Amaravati and Tirupati regions is underway. Regional strengths are being harnessed through port-led economic development, aquaculture, and sustainable growth along the coast, horticulture in Rayalaseema, and value-based initiatives in tribal areas. My government is opening a new chapter that links Amaravati to the frontiers of quantum and advanced technology, echoing the efforts of the country to build domestic capabilities in next generation computing under the National Quantum Mission. My government has launched the Amaravati Quantum Valley. Andhra Pradesh is positioning itself among the select global locations where quantum computing systems will be operational over the year. Global conversations, including those at World Economic Forum in Davos, reflect growing interest in our state's ambition and preparedness. Alongside artificial intelligence, these technologies can unlock entirely new economic possibilities. By aligning innovation, talent and policy, our government believes that future-driven sectors can create unprecedented value, moving the state decisively from resurgence towards technological and economic ascendance. Amaravati is being rebuilt with renewed momentum, supported by financial closure of key infrastructure works with support from the union government, substantial progress in land pooling, and transparent technology-enabled processes that have reaffirmed the trust of farmers. To give further stimulus, my government has entered into a memorandum of understanding with the government of the Republic of Singapore to establish a framework for cooperation in sustainable urban governance, digital and real-time governance, human resource management, and sustainable economic growth, including the building of Amaravati capital city. In a significant step towards long-term certainty, the union government has initiated the process to introduce legislation to accord statutory status to Amaravati as the permanent capital of Andhra Pradesh. To strengthen urban infrastructure and sustainable mobility, the government is advancing the development of metro rail systems in Visakhapatnam and Vijayawada. Metro projects have been approved at the state level and are being taken forward through a structured corridor-based approach that integrates key residential, commercial and industrial zones designed to reduce congestion, cut travel time and lower pollution. These metro systems will provide safe, reliable and affordable mass transit for growing urban populations. The Union Budget 2026 announced the new high-speed rail corridors, including bullet train-ready routes such as the Hyderabad-Bengaluru, Chennai-Bengaluru and Hyderabad-Chennai corridors will pass through Andhra Pradesh, boosting connectivity and economic growth, driving industrialization and employment expansion. My government has launched more than 25 new policies and initiated development of MSME parks across 175 assembly constituencies. Industrial infrastructure continues to expand through a strong network of industrial parks, MSME parks, sectoral clusters, and the Visakhapatnam-Chennai Industrial Corridor. New industrial clusters at Kopparthi and Orvakal are reinforcing balanced regional development. Investor facilitation has been strengthened through an upgraded single desk portal, improving speed of doing business and ensuring timely approvals. Global trade developments, including the recent India-EU and India-US agreements, are opening new markets, which the state is leveraging to boost exports in marine products, electronics, and engineering goods. Future-ready initiatives such as Space City, Aerospace City, Electronic City, Drone City, Quantum Valley, Green Hydrogen City, and semiconductor ecosystem are being advanced. These efforts will be further complemented by recent union budget initiatives on reservoir development, Amrit Sarovars, and the coastal fisheries value chain. Globally, energy transitions are reshaping economic fortunes. While many economies remain locked into fossil fuels or face supply vulnerabilities, India holds a unique advantage through its integrated national grid. Andhra Pradesh is poised to leverage this strength to lead the shift away from fossil fuel dependence by advancing green hydrogen, green ammonia, and renewable energy-based industrial ecosystems. The state is positioning itself at the forefront of clean industrial innovation. It will reduce exposure to global shocks, lower costs over time, and establish Andhra Pradesh as a driver of new clean energy economy. To protect consumers and restore stability, my government took the responsibility of bearing electricity dues amounting to rupees 4,498 crores on behalf of the people. True down mechanism has resulted in reducing power tariff by 13 paisa per unit, easing the financial burden across households and business. Costs that could have been passed on were instead absorbed through better financial management. A sector that was once weakened by poor decisions is now being repositioned as a national model. With predictable and affordable power, confidence is returning. This reform is already enabling new industries, including data centers, to consider Andhra Pradesh as a reliable destination. My government has actively engaged with national and international platforms to position Andhra Pradesh as a growth destination. Investment summits, industry partnerships, and sector-focused events have opened new opportunities. Priority sectors are being identified with a clear focus on employment generation. At CII Summit, we have signed 610 MOUs involving investments of rupees 13.25 lakh crore and generation of 16.13 lakh jobs through 14 state investment promotion boards. Investments of rupees 8.74 lakh crore generating an employment potential of 8.36 lakh jobs are cleared. They reflect a coordinated effort to integrate the state into global value chains while ensuring that local communities benefit through jobs and economic activity. Parallelly, tourism has been revitalized with the industry status, a proactive land allotment policy, and a vibrant calendar of festivals that is positioning Andhra Pradesh as a year-round global destination for culture, heritage, and investment. The Union Budget 2026-27 has announced eco-friendly nature and mountain trials in Araku Valley and a bird watching trials around Pulikat. These initiatives are expected to promote community-led ecotourism, generating local employment, non-farm incomes, and sustainable livelihood opportunities. Now about revitalizing agriculture and rural economies. Irrigation has emerged as a true game changer in our development strategy. Regions historically known for drought, including Anantapuramu, which records among the lowest rainfall in the country, are witnessing visible transformation as a horticulture hub. With assured water and improved management, agricultural diversification has taken place, including horticulture and high-value crops. These changes reflect deliberate policy choices and sustained execution. By addressing water stress at its root, my government has revived confidence amongst farmers, stabilized rural incomes, and laid the foundation for long-term agriculture resilience and regional balance. Through Polam Bilustondi, Raitanna Meekosam, the government has reached nearly every village, taking field-level support directly to farmers and strengthening trust at the grassroots. The government has positioned horticulture as a major driver of growth for Andhra Pradesh, aimed at improving production, productivity, and quality to raise farmer incomes while strengthening nutrition and export potential. Through expansion of cultivated area, crop diversification, multiple cropping, and the widespread adoption of natural farming practices, the state has become the largest fruit producer in the country, accounting for over 15% of India's total fruit output. Natural farming has been institutionalized and is being further promoted through the PM Pranam initiative, encouraging reduced use of chemical fertilizers and better soil health. Procurement processes have been simplified, with more than 80% of farmers receiving payments within 24 hours. In addition, price stabilization, interventions for crops such as tobacco, cocoa, and mango are being implemented by APIC and MARKFED to ensure farmers receive their fair and remunerative prices. The fisheries sector is a vital pillar of Andhra Pradesh rural economy. As India's leading fish producing state, it significantly contributes to national output and marine exports, supporting lakhs of fishermen families. Relief under Matsyakara Sevalo during the fishing ban period has been enhanced to ensure timely income support. New livelihood opportunities are being promoted through seaweed cultivation led by women self-help group. Modern infrastructure such as integrated aqua parks and geotagging of over 2 lakh aquaculture ponds across nearly 6 lakh acres are strengthening fisheries as a driver of sustainable growth and employment. Initiatives such as the Product Perfection Program support the production of premium export quality horticulture produce, while non-region specific efforts like Purvodaya scheme promote balanced regional development. We can become the national leader in Araku coffee, cashew and cocoa processing with value chain incentives aimed at self-reliant production and exports by 2030. Now about resurgence of trust to ascendance of good governance. Governance reforms have been central to rebuilding trust and improving outcomes. My government has undertaken institutional restructuring, administrative rationalization, and technology-enabled service delivery to make governance more responsive and transparent. Emphasis has been placed on data-driven decision-making, performance monitoring, and citizen engagement to improve accountability at all levels. By aligning policy intent with measurable outcomes and timely implementation, governance is becoming more efficient and people-centric. This transformation of the administrative system is enabling the state's journey from governance recovery to confidence ascendance. Now, renewing institutions and administrative capacity. The government has transformed last-mile governance as vibrant centers of citizen service delivery by restructuring Grama Sachivalayam and Ward Sachivalayam department as Swaranagramam and Swaranavardu department. Today, a wide range of public services are available closer to homes, supported by improved databases that ensure near universal population coverage and inclusion of previously missed citizens. These offices have also emerged as enablers of livelihoods by mapping local skills, supporting work from home opportunities, and facilitating job assessments and skilling initiatives under Kaushalam. The state's revival is reflected in improved growth rates, better revenue realization, and faster execution of projects. Real-time monitoring systems are enabling timely decisions and course correction. Entrepreneurship is being encouraged through one family, one entrepreneur by way of structured platforms, innovation hubs, and family-based enterprise promotion. Engagements with national and global forums have enhanced credibility. These efforts signal that Andhra Pradesh is regaining momentum with confidence, returning to investors, entrepreneurs, and young innovators across the state. To improve administrative efficiency and bring governance closer to citizens, the state has reorganized its districts from 26 to 28 to better reflect population spread, service delivery needs, and regional balance. This reorganization is enabling faster grievance redressal, improved planning, and more responsive district administration. Through positive public perception, the government has institutionalized periodic performance reviews of departments and officials with a strong emphasis on citizen feedback and public perception. This mechanism strengthens accountability, rewards efficiency, and ensures that government remains transparent, responsive, and citizen-centric, leveraging technology for smart and responsive governance. Good governance is being strengthened through technology, partnerships, and accountability. Public-private people partnerships are being leveraged to improve service delivery. Every program is being measured, analyzed, and corrected where necessary. Land records are being secured and arbitrary practice discontinued to protect citizens. Data analytics now inform decisions across departments. Governance is no longer reactive but proactive. These reforms are restoring trust and ensuring fairness. By placing transparency and accountability at the core, my government is building institutions that serve people effectively and consistently. I appeal to the people with humility and confidence. The challenges inherited were complex, yet crises also create opportunity. Immediately after assuming office, my government repealed the land titling legislation in 2024 to remove fear and uncertainty among citizens. Deliberate controversial inclusions under Section 22A were reviewed to prevent arbitrary restrictions on land use. Land records are now being secured through transparent systems using blockchain technology and QR codes, ensuring authenticity and public access. Welfare delivery is monitored closely to ensure fairness. With data-driven governance and institutional correction, the state is moving from recovery towards lasting ascendance built on the trust and accountability. This transformation is not easy and will require more than a year of consistent action and persistent effort to be fully put on track. Artificial intelligence and quantum computing represent the next frontier of economic transformation with the potential to create a $1 trillion economy. Just a clear vision for information technology transformed from Hyderabad in the 1990s into a global hub, my government now envisions a similar transformation for Amaravati through artificial intelligence and quantum technologies. Artificial intelligence enables intelligent decision making through advanced algorithms, while quantum computing provides unprecedented computing power. Together, they can unlock new value across sectors by building skilled talent, enabling future-ready infrastructure, and adopting forward-looking policies. Andhra Pradesh is positioning Amaravati to define the next phase of economic growth beyond conventional pathways. Environmental restoration is being pursued with urgency and scale under the Swachh Andhra initiative. Large volumes of legacy waste accumulated over the years have been cleared, reducing risk to land, water, and public health. This effort marks a decisive shift from neglect to responsible environmental stewardship. Urban local bodies are being strengthened to improve waste collection, segregation, and processing with rapid improvements in coverage. By linking waste management with resource recovery, my government is advancing a circular economy approach. These measures are protecting the environment with enhancing urban quality of life, firmly positioning sustainability as a core governance priority. Now, deepening transparency and citizen-centric service delivery. Digital tools are being used to map and monitor green assets, water bodies, parks, and public spaces, enabling data-driven planning and maintenance. Flagship initiatives such as Swarnandhra Parks are transforming open spaces into sustainable, community-friendly green hubs that integrate cleanliness, biodiversity, and renewal practices. Across urban local bodies, waste is being handled through a balanced mix of decentralized and centralized solutions, including composting, biomethanation, recycling, co-processing, and waste-to-energy projects. My government expanded WhatsApp-based governance through the Manamitra platform, providing 865 services across key departments, enabling application submission, document upload, status tracking, and service completion on a familiar interface, significantly reducing physical visits and improving citizen convenience. We are also examining legal frameworks to ensure age-appropriate access to social media platforms for children below 16, drawing on global best practices to make online spaces safer and reduce harmful impact on young minds. Experience from earlier phase of technology-driven growth has shown that vision, skills, and policy alignment can transform economies. Today, artificial intelligence represents a similar inflection point. My government is moving services and systems online to improve efficiency, transparency, and accessibility. Digital platforms are being expanded across departments to reduce discretion and delays. By combining technology with institutional reform, governance itself is being smarter and more responsive. This digital transition is not an end in itself, but a means to unlock productivity, innovation, and citizen trust across the state. Governance is increasingly being driven by clearly defined key performance indicators mapped across departments and administrative levels under Swarnandhra at 2047 vision. A comprehensive digital dashboard ecosystem has been established to enable real-time monitoring of targets and achievements, visualization of development trends, and comparison of performance across regions. This framework supports evidence-based reviews, early identification of gaps and lagging indicators, and timely course correction. By institutionalizing accountability across the system, It ensures that policies translate into measurable outcome and ultimately leads to a significant improvement in the speed of delivering governance. Friends, the challenges before us are significant. Years of financial stress left deep imbalances, including substantial liabilities across sectors. My government has taken steps to stabilize finances, reduce borrowing costs, and secure revival support while rebuilding credibility. This has not been an easy task, but there is no alternative to disciplined correction. Despite constraints, growth momentum is being restored through careful prioritization and reforms. Determination, clarity, and persistence define our approach as we work to rebuild the state's foundations and promote Andhra Pradesh with renewed confidence. These efforts are already reflecting in the state's economic performance. As per the first advance estimates for 2025-26, Andhra Pradesh gross state domestic product has increased to rupees 17.62 lakh crore from 15.91 lakh crore in the previous year, recording a nominal growth of 10.75%. Per capita income has risen to rupees 2.95 lakh compared to 2.66 lakh last year. This growth has been driven by strong performance in agriculture and allied sector at 7.83, industry sector at 9.53%, and services sector at 12.94%. As we move forward, the pace of revival and growth depends on collective participation. My government is committed to monitoring outcomes closely, motivating institutions, and sustaining momentum. Public cooperation and constructive engagement will ensure that reforms deliver results faster and more equitably. When citizens participate actively, progress accelerates. Together, we can ensure that transition from revival to ascendance is smooth and enduring. This shared responsibility will help transform policy intent into better living standards, strengthening confidence in the state's future direction. As Gurujada Apparao, a revered social reformer, so powerfully reminded us, Deshamante matti kadoi, Deshamanta manushaloi, meaning the nation is not soil, the nation is its people. The people entrusted my government with the responsibility to rebuild the state through welfare, development, and good governance. In 1 year, 9 months, this process is firmly on track. Foundational reforms have been completed, and proof of concept is visible across sectors. With the Swarnandhra vision guiding us, each year builds on the previous one. This journey aligns with national aspirations and the vision of a developed India by 2047. I call upon every citizen to participate actively in this shared mission of transformation. This collective journey is directed towards building a state that is wealthy, healthy, and happy, and among the most livable in the country by translating aspirations of the people of Andhra Pradesh into enduring outcomes. With confidence in our strengths, faith in our institutions, and unity in our purpose, Andhra Pradesh is moving forward with a resilient spirit, competitive in action, and committed to a future where every citizen can live with dignity, opportunity, and hope. Jai Hind, Jai Andhra, Jai Jai Swarnandhra.